everybody, it's the T-Rock 100. Welcome back to more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Last time, we returned back to Paldea from taking care of everything we can in Kitakami. For now, that is. And we kept running into a couple of rich bastard of a duo that I just hate so much, but they give us some nice rewards in on itself. We also met him with this dude, who is just kindly waiting here for us. But I think he's waited long enough. This time, we begin. Are you ready to kick off your studies abroad at Blueberry Academy? Great! Then let's get going! My friends, are you ready for the second part of the DLC, where we fly off into the ends of the world, to the other side of the world? Welcome to Part 2, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero! The Indigo Disc! And oh my god, this music. I want you to take a listen to this, because this music is beautiful. Doesn't this sound like something that we would hear from like an old classic handheld game? Because it sure sounds like it. Welcome to my Grand Blueberry Academy! This is actually just the entrance. The school itself is mostly underwater. Isn't that amazing? Oh, and did you notice? Look how blue this place is. I can't tell you how long I spent picking in the perfect blueberry color. Actually, that's something that I have had to tell you because, blueberries are freaking purple! Let's see, what else? Perhaps you have something you'd like to ask me? Actually, why is the rest of the school underwater? I don't think I've ever asked them this question. Really? That's what you're curious about? Well, it's very simple. You see, it's because the school building is attached to an undersea plant that develops natural resources. Right? That's what I heard. Yes, right, exactly! Took the words right out of my mouth. Always on point, aren't you, Lacey? Oh no, it was nothing. Do we have a guest today? We do! Derek is here as part of the exchange program. Make it feel welcome, eh? Hold on. This is the exchange student from the Paldea region? I suppose I didn't introduce myself, did I? I'm Lacey, one of the second-year students here. You must really be something special, you know? It's rare for Director Cyrano to remember the name of a new student. Just call me out, why don't you? Actually, I've got an idea. Why don't you explain how things work around here, Lacey? You want me to do it? Well, yeah! You know this tour guide stuff isn't my strong suit. Except for maybe how very expensive that suit really is, because it kind of looks like it may cost at least a few $100,000. Including that fancy bow tie. Well, that's certainly true. But still, I imagine there must be someone more suitable than me. Oh, please don't take it like that. It's not that I don't want to show you around or anything. Director Cyrano just has a bad habit of pushing his duties onto me, you see. And it's just not right. Really letting me have it today, aren't you? That said, this might be a chance to get to know the new student everyone's talking to her about before anyone else can. And that decides it. I will take on this task. Excellent! Now then, let's head straight down this bridge and into the entrance. On you go. So Lacey. She's actually a bit of an interesting character, to say the least. She has some importance that we'll be talking about in just a moment. So we arrived at the hub of Blueberry Academy. This is the entrance to Blueberry Academy. Our school puts a great deal of emphasis on the art of Pokemon battling. We hold official matches on the central court right here at the entrance, and any student can freely utilize this court if it's not otherwise in use. I think it's safe to say that you'll be battling more here than in any other school. Exactly! Couldn't have said it better myself! Director Cyrano, I think perhaps it's fine if you just leave the tour to me. Still, it's really relaxing here, with the sea breeze blowing over you. Even when no one is battling, you often see students lazing about in the stands. And there's one other quality of our school that you'll likely find very surprising. Wild Pokemon sometimes terrestrialize here. Yeah? Her expression. Oh, I suppose that's not anything special to someone from Paldea, is it? The terrestrial phenomenon was first discovered in the Paldea region, after all. But we've taken things a step further than you and your Terra Orbs. We developed some neat tech ourselves, something that let us control the terrestrial phenomenon on our own turf. I bet that piques your interest, doesn't it? It sure does, actually. Sir, I think it would be easier to understand how it all works after we go to the lower level. If you could put a little pin on that on the dot. Always thinking ahead. That's our Lacey. Oh, you know what? I think it'd be great if the two of you had a battle. What? Right now? Why not? I need to see what Derek here is capable of. And our Lacey is a member of the Elite Four and the Elite Club we have going here. To say nothing of the influence of her father, one of the Universe region's famed gym leaders. I bet you'll learn a thing or two. Oh, I wish you wouldn't go spreading personal information without asking first. It's just not right. Get used to that. Give you a good show now, you two! I'm sorry, but there's no negotiating with Director Cyrano once he gets an idea in his head. There's no way that he'll move on with the tour until we've given him this battle. Besides, I have to admit, I'm a little excited to myself had a chance to battle you. Here at Blueberry Academy, we tend to go for double battles. Let's give one a try to get to know each other a little better. We are being challenged by Lacey! Her first two Pokemon! Blossom and Minum! Both of them are level 70, both electric type. Blossom has Lightning Rod for the ability, and Minum has Volt Absorb for the ability. Blossom has Discharge, Alluring Voice, and Grass Knot. Minum has Helping Hand, Discharge, and Swift. No need to beat around the bush. She's tough. And if you haven't been brushing up on your dual battle skills, you're in here for some tough fights. Oh, would you look at that? You go right after those type weaknesses with precisions, don't you? And yet, she has their hidden abilities instead of plus or minus. And now, what I consider to be the ace in the hole. It failed. Looks like my plus-minus strategy isn't working. Guess it's time to go all out with pure strength. Excadrill! Level 70, Ground Steel type, Mold Breaker for the ability. High Horsepower, X-Scissor, Rock Slide, Iron Head. You know what? We're doing it. I'm gonna give him a little taste of how we would perform days back home. Oh, I was hoping they did get him one more move in, but oh well. Well, I guess I terrestrialized it for nothing. Steel roller! Is that a signature move that I missed? You know what? Screw Giga Impact! Well, you beat me soundly. Spectacular! You really are quite skilled. In the way to terrestrialize your Pokemon, I can see that living in the home of the terrestrial phenomenon taught you much. Yeah, about that. In fact, she has a different dialogue if you didn't terrestrialize. She'd be a little bit disappointed that you didn't terrestrialize. The students here at Blueberry Academy were only recently issued Terra Orbs, so I hope you'll be able to teach us more about them. Well done to the both of you! You really battled it at Blueberry style. Speaking of style, I forgot I had a uniform for you. You'll feel like you fit in right in this part as soon as you're dressing in the part. It suits you beautifully. Same uniform as yours. Now that's what I call fashion! Oh, and you can take this as well. The Indigo Style Card. It increases the selections in our boutiques and hair salons. That should give you a few more options when you visit shops and salons and such a pebble day. Now that you look the part and hope you feel it too, why don't we head into the school? You can pick where you want to go from the gates over there. Come on! I can show you the pride of Blueberry Academy, our world-famous terrarium. So, I don't need any of these Jinbei. We are currently in our autumn uniform. Here's spring. Here's summer. Here's winter. And here's the tracksuit. Not bad. And unfortunately, they kind of get a little bit of a stretching into it, but dude. And also, I like this new backpack. Gives us a nice little feeling, and that we're up with the tech and all that. Oh, right. You know what? Why not? We'll go with this one. So, we'll head into the terrarium. The only location where we can go for the moment. This is when things are gonna get interesting. Because if you've never played this before and you have heard stories about it, those of you who watched the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna get a major vibe when you see this. Look at this place. This is pretty much every traveler's dream come true. This is it, the park beneath the sea that has gained renown around the world. Our very own terrarium. It may be underwater, but the projectors are built into the walls and ceiling make it feel like we're actually outside, don't they? We've been able to create a comfortable environment for Pokemon through technology. I designed all this myself, and believe me, it wasn't cheap. Yeah, probably cost you at least 75 quadrillion US dollars. Not even kidding. Just a hunch. Within this dome, there are 4 distinct biomes. Here we have the nice and toasty subtropical savanna biome. Then off to your right, you can see the breezy tropical coastal biome. Further out to your left, you'll see the craggy, crunchy, rugged canyon biome. Nice alliteration there. Except for rugged guy breaking it. Last but not least, way out in the distance, we have the Arctic and snowy polar biome. Each biome's air temperature and humidity levels are regulated with the utmost care. That's why you can find completely different Pokemon species living in each area. We sure put a lot of effort into it. Tell me, Derek, which biome tickles your fancy off the bat? That's easy. Oh, so you like it cold, do you? Not very good with the cold myself, but ice-type Pokemon can be awfully cute. If you need to heal up your team while you're down here, feel free to use the self-serving healing machines we've installed around the terrarium. Ah, yes. All 8 of them. Now then, Director Cyrano, can you explain to us why crystals form here and how the wild Pokemon are able to terrestrialize? Huh? But don't you know already, Lacey? Oh, I get it. You want me to do the talking. In that case, let me show you. The reason is actually right above our heads. That there is the terrarium core, which presides over all that happens in the terrarium. It contains a fluid that we jam-packed full of the special material from Paldea. It's constantly emitting terrestrial energy. That's what allows Pokemon to terrestrialize in the dome. Wonderful. Well said, sir. That's exactly right. Though, I still don't know what that special material is within the terrarium core itself. Never been shared in publicity, has it? Oh, you want to know? Well, in fact, it's... Now, what was it? I plumb forgotten. And cue anime fall. Probably put all this together, so I'm not certain myself. That's what I thought you might say. Practical battle classes will commence shortly in the coastal biome. Students participating in this class should make their way to the coastal biome now. Oh, it looks like you're just in time to see a class session too. This is too good of a chance to pass up. Won't you join us, Derek? You can get burst in a taste of our school's classes. I do love to see that sort of passion for education. I'll go ahead and register the terrarium map into your Rotom phone for you. It's fun to take a stroll through the terrarium on your own, and I think I'd be more of a hassle than anything if you had me holding your hand. So yep, that settles it. Please find your way to the class site in the coastal biome on your own. Well, it doesn't seem like I'm needed here. Wait, sir, you don't... But I made sure that a dorm room has been all set up for you, Derek, so don't forget to give it a visit later. Oh yes, and one other thing. Could you open your Pokédex app for me? We got the Blueberry Pokédex! Catch as many Pokemon here in the terrarium as you please. Don't be afraid to go Saucebuck wild. Ha! I get it. It's your student life at Blueberry Academy, so remember to live it up to the fullest! And there he goes. Well, you can at least count on me to be around when you need me, so there's no call for concern. It's probably time we both head to class. I'll be waiting for you to join us in the coastal biome. So Lacey, she is actually a descendant from that of the gym leader Clay. You know, Mr. Wow, you little whippersnapper pipsqueak! Yeah, that guy. This is his descendant. But let me tell you something, and Perrin! We'll be talking to you later. You want to stop by these Pokemon healing stations, otherwise you'll be a sitting duck if you don't. There's actually a little bit of a lore behind her story. A little bit later on in the story. something that actually kind of connects into one of our other students as well. And don't go and bother trying to sell anything out here. Actually, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I want to check something. Oh, yeah. These things are packed with items. Packed. Like, Jesus. These guys finally develop how to use a cloning machines on these things. Just wow. And I probably should point out that everything that's under from Kitakami carries over, well, both Paldea and Kitakami carry over to Blueberry as well. You just look at this. In fact, let's do it. Our first one is an ability capsule that changes the ability of a Pokemon that you have. We get an upgrade if evolves a certain Pokemon. We have the Dubious Disc, which evolves another certain Pokemon. And we get a Safari Ball. That's actually kind of a strange Pokemon, strange thing. Mainly it's about as powerful as that of a Great Ball, if I remember correctly. If you were listening carefully, that is actually a remake of the Wild Encounter Pokemon that we would hear from Pokemon's Black and Whites 1 and 2. And get used to hearing that. So if you're like me, who's actually working on trying to complete the Pokedex is the best way that you can, you're in for a challenge. Because a majority of the Pokemon are indeed version exclusives, but a majority of them are also through that of trading. Luckily for us, there are terror battles, there are surprise trades, if you also need them. There are a lot of what we can find out here. Like this one, for example. Alright. We're going to get that Safari Ball. What do we get next? An Electrizer. Okay. So, okay. So I got some of these that are through surprise trades. Do you want to know what's terrifying about this? Some of these Pokemon will only be gifted to you by only completing certain tasks, which will take a fortnight to complete. Not even kidding. But lucky for us, they actually give us a little bit of a break on this. Some of these Pokemon can be found exclusively in certain biomes, and even getting to them is a bit of an easy task to do. And of course you're going to want to evolve some of these Pokemon along the way. We even got a Kanto and Tauros right there, and ooh. Okay. Coaching. Actually kind of a nice movement to use it for that in double battles. In fact, a majority of the moves that you'll be finding here in the terrarium are centered around that of doing double battles. And like I said, get used to that. Alright, if I must, I must. Oh! New one right off the bat. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll do this one. We have a Ghost Terra Shieldon right here. Kind of a unusual typing, but I guess that again, it does give us some nice immunities to normal and fighting types. But not a bad defensive wall in on itself. You get the gist. Alright. Going for the earthquake, bringing this thing down. Good day. Or not. You guys don't want to finish it off? Yeah! 1 damage! Whee! So out here, we have the introduction to that, well, not really so much an introduction, but the gift of the only way how you're gonna get fossil Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. Except that these are Pokemon that are all the way from Sinnoh. And if you're curious, Cranidos is in Scarlet. But we'll be talking more about this at a later point. Trust me, it'll make sense to you later on. Alright. So anyway, if you want to pull up our... Nope, not pull up our Pokedex. If you pull up our map, this place is huge. Our location is going to be right here. In the coastal biome area. Berry Sweets. This is a held item that is helpful for the Pokemon of Alchemy. Got some very interesting held items that can be found out here. In fact, the majority of these are great for selling fodder, but do we really even care? Alright. What is this? Whoa, run! You know what? Frig it, I'm doing it. I'm actually gonna take a chance on this one. Have the AI join me in this fight. It may be stupid, but I am stupid. Don't judge me. I'm watching you. And I rocked my desk there for a moment. I bet you guys probably noticed that I was kind of rocking a little bit from that. Alright, here we go. Flygon has always been a fan favorite Pokemon for a plethora of good reasons. So we'll start things off with a rock slide, bring this thing down. Oh, wow! Oh, crud! Sandstorm. Well, I guess joke's on it. It actually has to take care. It has to get hit by his own sandstorm. And ha ha ha! This is basically one of Flygon's biggest weaknesses. Its special offensive stat is putrid. But you could be surprised at what you can survive. There it is. Oh. Will freak. At least in that, the AIs, I don't think you get like a time penalty from that as well. You know what? Terra Blast! We'll do it! I am the Invisible Man! This is same sort of subsided, so that's good. So far, so good. Boom burst! Will break. Alright. Time to bring this thing down. Alright. Its shields are down. Think with one more blast on it from this end thing, and it's going down. Uh-oh. All right! Come to me! Neat. Alright! Oh, slack off! You can be found in a tree? Really? Get an Esper right there. Or a Creole. Hey, went up. Oh, Derek. You didn't have any trouble finding the place? It was fine. I'm so glad to hear it. Alola, everybody! Shall we get started? Looks like we have a new face here with us today. I'm sure you're all enjoying the tropical climate we've recreated here at the coastal biome. But remember, it's really for the many Pokemon you'll find living here, adapted for such weather. One such species has ever grown exponentially larger than it might in another region, thanks to all the light it's exposed to here. That's right, certain species of Pokemon can have completely different appearances depending on the region. We call this variation a regional form. And that brings us to today's task. I'd like each of you to catch one of these Pokemon, specifically an Alolan form Pokemon. When you've got one, come and report to me. Now get catching! Many of our classes here at Blueberry Academy are practical ones like this. So off you go. Don't overthink it. Just do your best. And for this first class, thank our lucky star. It's our only class that we have to do. So, many people tend to go to the polar biome solely because that there is a certain Pokemon there that everyone likes to go for. Whether you're playing Scarlet or Violet, well, I guess maybe for Scarlet, I guess. But we're not gonna do that. Instead, what I'm gonna do is there should be a location from around here in the coastal biome where we can actually find some very good choices to have. Nope. Here it is! Alolan Executor! Don't worry, it's only just an important this particular assignment. And there we go. Quick balls for these are my passion. And yes, finding it in either a regular executor or an Alolan executor counts as one particular bio, or rather, entry. All too easy. Why don't we go ahead and show them our new prize? That's one, all right. You have without a doubt got yourself an Alolan Executor. They say that as Executor grew taller and taller, it outgrew its reliance on psychic abilities and the powers of the sleeping dragon within it awoke. Wait, Derek, you already finished the assignment? It was a walk in the park. So battling isn't your only talent then. Got enough for catching Pokemon too? It's easy to see how high level students must be at Ouya Academy. Alright everyone, gather round. We're all out of time for today, so that'll have to be for the next class session. If you didn't manage to catch a Pokemon in time, that'll be your homework to complete for our next session. Class dismissed. And they'll be fine. So Derek, what did you think of your first class of Blueberry Academy? Yeah, whatever. It was fun. Really? It makes you so happy to hear that. Oh, I was supposed to go make an appearance at the club room. Shoot! We'll have to end our little tour, but let me leave you with one more tip. Here at Blueberry, we have lots of extracurricular tasks that we call Blueberry Quests, or just BBQ for short. I always call it barbecue. Whatever. They're sort of like missions that the school assigns to students out and about in the terrarium. You might be asking to have your Pokemon do some auto battles or to catch specific Pokemon. Those sorts of things. You'll never know what the next BBQ might be or where you'll need to go to carry it out. But if you can do what you've asked to do, you earn Blueberry Points, also called BP. BP is a kind of school currency that you can use in the cafeteria or at the school store. I can imagine if people don't know how to do these, they'll have to go hungry. They'll have to rely on berries out here. I'm sure that the vending machines will help in some way. You might be able to use it for club activities in the future too. Anyway, the long and the short of it is that you should use BBQs and get yourself BP. BBQs are special quests set up to support students' extracurricular pursuits within Blueberry Academy. If you complete the quest set into your Rotom phone, you'll receive BP. You can check out which quests are currently available by pressing the right button when you are out and about. At max of 3 quests will be displayed by default. Each time you complete a quest, a new one will be added to take its place. And every time you clear 10 quests, a special bonus quest will be unlocked. You can also help your friends with their quests. If you're all playing together in the Union Circle, once a quest is complete, everyone who took part will receive the BP reward for that quest. So work together to clear as many as you can. Blueberry points, commonly known as BP, are points that they can use at Cash at Blueberry Academy. Use them to make purchases at the school store or the student cafeteria. You can also donate BP to the league club room to support other clubs. And that's it from me. Sorry to have the dash, but I really must be off now. Enjoy your time at Blueberry Academy. Huh? Hey, this is Derek's phone, right? It's me, Carmine. I heard the news. You got picked for Blueberry Academy's exchange program, right? Ha! One of my teachers told me. Never thought we'd be fellow students at BB Academy. Anyway, you should totally come show your face. It's been too long already. Sure, why not? Now, let me think. Where can we meet up? Oh! Have you been to the terrarium? There's a place called the Central Plaza right in the center of the dome. I'll meet you there. Don't keep me waiting if you know what's good for you. So right here. This is when things are gonna get interesting. Oh. I actually want to hold off on doing this one. Solely because in that we actually have another Pokemon that we can go after for this. You. Doing these at BBQs are great excuses to help. Wait. Excuse me. Sheesh, what's that company's problem? Anyway, this is a great excuse to help out with filling the Pokédex. So we actually have some good luck and actually see about what this thing can do. Thank you. We have completed our first task. This is when things are going to get very, very interesting. And of course, our next objective is going to be an interesting one in on itself. Some of these Pokemon are involved through level up, which I haven't talked about already, so doing this is fun, but it isn't going to be a little bit time consuming and hi, Muck. Okay. So, we were given the task again to meet up with Carmine. But we're not going to do that quite yet. We're actually going to hold that up for something a little bit later. Dragon Scale. I actually went head off for the polar biome. Don't worry, I have a good reason for this. We'll meet up with Krabby Carmine later. But what's also pretty cool is that the Deerling and Saltspunk here, they all have come with their seasonal appearances. Pretty cool to say the least. There. But right over here, we have the Coastal Plaza. We're gonna want to remember this. The things we need to do out here are crazy. You thought that I'm talking Wixie Dixie about how crazy this place is? Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Look at this! We just jumped from summer to winter within a matter of seconds. There's a Lapras right there. Can't say no to a beautiful Lapras in on itself. I also really like it with the Lapras' bios constantly changing to the point where they went from almost extinct into the point where they're now common around the world. It warms my heart every time I read that sort of thing. Well, anyway, so you're probably wondering why we are out here. Aside from running into a Dugong, or excuse me, Seal. Out here. They're very rare to come by one other location, but we'll talk about it a little bit later. But out here, in the polar biome, we have a lone new Pokemon family to talk about that seems like to be the only new evolution that was introduced to us in Generation 9, and you can only obtain this through the DLC. Duraludon. You know, Generation 8 is pseudo-legendary, and that's Raihan's his signature Pokemon, and that makes it Dialga and looks more like a king, and it doesn't look like that as it is. Yeah, that one. This thing is a fantastic and special defensive wall. It has a great variety of moves to go for, complementing the fact that it's known for being one of the best special hard-handed Pokemon out there, and heck, Even his attack stat is something not to laugh at. In fact, there's one right there. This thing does evolve into another new Pokemon, but we'll get into that in just a moment. In fact, there's actually an advantage for keeping it as a Duraludon. I'd like to talk about this for a moment. One thing that really stands out is that Heavy Metal is the best ability to go for with Duraludon. Doubling its attack, doubling its weight, making moves like Heavy Slam, something to very take it into consideration. It is that good. And if you also want to, you could also use it at that of one thing of Gyro Ball, especially since then that is also very good because of how slow it is and same type of attack bonus. But be warned. With only a couple of weaknesses to both ground and fighting types, one powerful special offensive move from any of those, and it's going down. Don't use Light Metal unless if you want to evolve it. In fact, keeping it with Light Metal actually makes it something better. Heavy Metal, on the other hand, kind of downgrades that a little bit, but the hidden ability is something to talk about, but we'll get into that in just a second. To evolve this thing, you will need to have access into an item known as the Metal Alloy. We'll be talking about more how to get into those in just a moment. But if you manage to get your hands on such an item like that, it will evolve to Archaludon. And oh boy, this thing packs a punch, and it packs a mean punch. It becomes more of a defensive wall, but it becomes actually one of the best mixed attacking physical wall. And it's not often that you see something like that. In fact, when was the last time you ever seen a defensive wall that's both a special hard-hitting and a physical hard-hitting Pokemon? Not often. But what makes this thing so nice is that it comes with a signature move from the moment for when it evolves, Electro Shot. A 130 power, 100 accuracy special electric type move that takes one turn to charge and fires it off the next turn. Essentially, it's kind of like an electric version of Solar Beam, but the plus side to this is that it boosts its special attack stats when it's being used, making it one of the best hard-hitting moves that you will find almost anywhere. In fact, if you bring this thing out in heavy rain, more specifically during a rain dance, it will attack immediately after that. So if you're like me, who wants to be strategic with the use of how to use a Pokemon well, Archaludon can be a good choice to have. Light Metal becomes Stamina, boosting his defense stat every time he gets hits with a move. Heavy Metal becomes Sturdy, but both Duraludon and itself come with a signature ability known as his Stalwart. It's essentially an anti-hidden type of Pokemon ability and moves that draw in moves. So that means like no Powder Rage, and if you really wanted this thing to be a pain in the ass, have fun with the fact that it's also immune to Intimidate. Kind of cool, don't you think? That being said, we still have a bit of a negative to talk about. Pretty big one. Its speed stat remains the same, and it actually becomes specially weaker, which is not really the best thing about it. But the fact that it makes it up for being more of a defensive user and great for being both offensive and especially offensive is nice. Just be mindful that it's going to be hard to raise, especially since then that it's only available in the DLC. And if you want to use this, you're relying on the user of trading for doing so if you don't have such a ways of getting to it. All around, this is the family that I think got really good ever since Generation 8. But it does come with some pretty big hefty prices. And not in the good way either. Alright. See if I can try to find another Pokemon that I can go after that I haven't caught yet. Because, like I said, surprise trades and even through terror battles, you will find Pokemon out here, even if you're still at Paldea. Those three looks pretty inviting. Let's see what else I can find. Got a Golett right there, which is nice Pokemon. Sandshrew. Gotta. You know what? You'll do. A Mincino. With use of a shiny stone, it'll evolve, no problem. Yay! So, with that, and also traveling 500 yards, one of the easiest things to do. How pedestrian. Pedestrian. Yeah. I think that that's about as good a place for us to just stop it here. What is this? Alchemy. A normal term of alchemy. And yeah, right there. For the first time, we have a wild Porygon. That's right. These digital Pokemon have become wild in the terrarium. But if I remember correctly, this is like the lone time in a main series installment where we see something like this. And I'm not quite sure if I want to count Legend Arceus, because potatoes. Oh my god. I just realized. The only real way on how this could potentially be plausible is that if it was freed from the digital world, because this whole place is surrounded in technology. And it just works out so well. Okay. So that's gonna be it. We're gonna go ahead and end things off right here. We made some pretty nice progress. We arrived at Blueberry Academy. We got to explore the terrarium a little bit. We got our objectives. We met some new friends. Or rather, a new friend. Good enough for me. Next time, we're gonna meet up with Carmine right here in the Central Plaza to see about what's on all the diddly-do. And maybe find out what Kieran's up to as well. See you guys then!
Yeah.